from Austin, Texas, DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. This is the type of early season game you look forward to, an opportunity to make a statement in a top 10 showdown. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Texas Longhorns. Alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I am Reese Davis. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines. We say hello to Holly.
Guys, this is the matchup that everybody has been looking forward to all season. You might remember Texas got off to a rocky start under young quarterback Arch Manning last year in Columbus. But he is better, and the team has improved around him. Ohio State was in the college football playoff last year, and Ryan Day expects this team to be even better. We'll find out here today. This is the matchup everybody's been waiting for. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. This ought to be a tremendous matchup. The Buckeyes will kick off first, and here we go. He'll bring it out. It's Brown. Hits it with a stiff arm. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here's Brown to begin the drive. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. That is the freshman defensive end that they're very excited about. They're hoping that he's able to return to the game shortly. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
Here we go, ready, go, go.
Keeping it on the ground inside, it's Smothers. Picks up the first down. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.
And man, you don't have to be a great play caller to give that guy the football, right? Like, feature him. The offense goes through him. You've got to love this running back, and he just finds a way to make those chunk plays like he just did, setting the tone. And Palmer, sometimes the defense, they need to see you for a second so they realize how fast, how powerful, how good you are.
Yeah, and the defense said all the right things leading up to this game. We're focused on stopping the run. We want to be the more physical team. We're going to make them one-dimensional. Well, you just got to run down your throat early. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So for this defense now it's time to show up. You got to bow up now and start doing something. Really good job hauling that pass in. You know, I know Texas is a place a lot of people think about great DBs, and they've had a lot of really good running backs too. I think the receiver position is one, though, that they want to build a legacy around. This guy right here, he's really stepping up in this game today, and he's a guy that Longhorn fans, they need to keep their eyes on for years to come.
Arch Madness. Just missed on the connection, incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
So now it's 2nd and long. Sends it back in motion. Back to throw. It's Manning. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Now facing a 3rd and long. They'll move the wide receiver. Manning tries to pick it up on 3rd down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
And I know it wasn't successful there, but you can go back to last week. Like, they're going to throw this man the football. They find creative ways to get him the ball. Really good coaches get their playmakers the ball in space, and that's what I like about this offense. I bet they come back to him and find a way to throw him the football some more.
And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on 4th down. Throws for the tight end. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Not the way you want to start your first drive, and the defense forces a turnover. So the opening drive of the game, and you spin it up. That's not the way to get things started.
Coaches are always preaching about not committing penalties and winning the turnover battle. So you're able to go on this first drive, and you're doing a couple positive things, and then turn it over, not the start this offense wanted.
Say it. Wasting no time taking a shot. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on 1st down. 2nd down coming up. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're...
He's loose. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
And you've really seen the evolutions of tight ends, man. These guys are no longer just big bodies that block like the extension of the offensive line. They're more like receivers, and I love when the quarterback gets it out of his hands, and then you just watch. Like, they can make plays, they can run people over, they can now run around people. Like, so nice to have these tight ends.
The run inside. It's Jackson.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Now here's Sayet. A little release to the back. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And listen, if I'm the quarterback, I'm trying to dump the ball off to my playmaker and make this a manageable 3rd down, get something positive. But how about the defense just reacting so fast, getting to the running back, and getting that sucker on the ground in the open field?
It'll be 3rd and long. He gets it inside the 40, but he'll be stopped at the 39. Not wide enough to move the sticks, and it's 4th down. This offense gets into plus territory. They're going to go for it regardless of their field goal kicker's range. It's picked off. Don't see that very often from this Heisman Trophy candidate. Flying down the left side. Touchdown, Texas! And they turn it into a defensive score.
Awesome job by the linebacker there in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, spying the QB, knowing where that ball was going to get thrown, and then the ball skills just to pluck it out of the air and take it back for a touchdown. Awesome work.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Fielded in the end zone, it's Parker. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Here's Sayin to throw. Fires to the wideout. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
This is a team right now playing with tons of confidence because of how much their defense is dominating. Just look what they did the last time they took the field, and look what they're doing early in this game. They've got dudes flying around making plays. They are a tough unit.
They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Running inside, it's Jackson. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long. He makes it up to the 20-yard line before going out of bounds.
Hey, man, that's a frustrating end to that play. And I say that, man, because you need to give me everything you have. Like, I can't run out of bounds. I got a chance to maybe get the first down, lower my shoulder, be physical. My team needs a couple more yards to get the first down, and dude chose to run out of bounds.
So in their own territory, on 4th and inches, the offense will stay on the field. 4th down, Sayin. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
Sayin. Oh, they're after him. He just got rid of that one to save the down, didn't see anything he liked.
And this defense picking up right where it left off. Last week put a great game together, really shut down an opponent. Now you can tell, man, they're going to make you earn everything you get. And this offense is going to have to find a way to find some holes because we haven't seen them the last couple weeks.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go?
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
DKR heating up and trying to make 3rd down impossible here. Sayin trying to be heard above the noise. Unloads it left. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
Well, it looked like the offense had a rhythm here early in the drive, getting a first down, but I don't know about that play call. Going deep on 3rd down, low percentage throw, it falls incomplete. And all that momentum that was established early in the drive, that's gone away now if you have to punt.
And the Buckeyes will bring the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Makes a catch, wants to make a move upfield. He's got great speed. Boy, did he show it all on that return. The speed, the explosiveness, and took a little momentum with him out of bounds. So the first play of the drive, starting here from the 45. Motion from the back. Takes the easy throw in the flat. There he goes. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
The Longhorns right after the huge play through the air back to the line. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Smothers. The defense there to make the stop, and he barreled right into the teeth of the monster and picked up 4. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Motion from the wideout. To throw, Manning. Got his man on the right. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down.
And I like a good check down as much as anybody. Survey the field, don't make a mistake, check it down to your running back, let him do the rest, but there was two guys right next to him. So that was actually a little bit of a dangerous throw, but you could tell they were definitely locked in, and they were not going to let that running back catch that football and go anywhere after the catch.
They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19.
And I think offense is showing they are willing to run the football, even if they don't get big gains. Just those body blows that can sometimes wear out a defense and keep the balance on offense so I can be explosive.
They'll send the back in motion. Looking to throw, it's Manning. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. They couldn't make the connection on second down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. And the 3rd down pass is knocked away by the D.
Well, they were trying to set up an outbreaking route here on 3rd and long, trying to get a receiver open in space. Just couldn't come away with it, though. Nice job by the defense, watching the QB's eyes and swatting it down.
Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And it slips just inside that right upright. And that will extend their lead even further.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Parker. Nothing wrong with the touchback, and they wish they had one right now, but he stopped at the 9-yard line. So here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. They really need to find a way to generate some kind of offense down 10-0. Off the RPO, complete.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Buckeyes in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And he's very fortunate to get it back to the line of scrimmage, greeted by a sea of defenders.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the...
Might have a chance. A little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30.
And these 3rd downs obviously are so crucial, and that's why you call them the money down, but just to get the drive started, man. You get the 3rd down, you get a little bit nervous. Nice job executing, running the football, moving the sticks, and now keeping this drive moving.
Play fake, Sayin. Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. Tight end finds a soft spot. Corralled and brought down by the defense.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a nice job by the quarterback there. Of course, he's right-handed. There he is, scrambling and rolling to his left. It's not easy to be accurate when you're doing it, but he's able to put that right on target for the completion.
Short completion on first down, and here comes 2nd and 8. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. So you really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Now here's Sayin. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down.
And I'm kind of surprised by this performance, man. The QB last week, you could tell, dude, he was in rhythm. He was good timing. You could tell the chemistry with the receivers were good. And today, everything just looks off. And it looks hard. It looks difficult. They got to find a way to get back in the rhythm they were in last week.
Not a lot of room to make this catch. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll start on the ground with Brown. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
You know, God bless Texas because they can lose great running backs, and they just go into the portal and they get a great running back. Oh, no. They got two great running backs. To get Smothers, to get Brown to come over, obviously guys with experience at big-time universities, I expect Texas to be able to run the football and, Jesse, have one of the best 1-2 punches in all of college football.
Yeah, I mean, they want to come play with Arch Manning, let's be honest. And they know it's an offense that defenses are going to be worried about the deep ball, throwing it downfield. So a lot of soft boxes to run into, and there's really no excuse for why these running backs shouldn't absolutely stat it up this year. Steve Sarkisian told us they're going to be committed to running the football and having balance. Because of those names you just mentioned, we're expecting this running game to be elite.
Really nice job by quarterback and wide receiver. This is why you do film work. This is why you throw on air all offseason. I know I get zone coverage. I know exactly where I'm breaking. I know exactly where to deliver the football. Nice throw, nice catch.
They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Well, you see the defense make a big play there in the RPO, and they're doing it because they're starting to load the box. If you're the play caller offensively, you might want to think about having your quarterback keep the ball and then try to throw it downfield.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Throwing Manning. Unloads to the wideout. Almost had the pick there. Would have been his second of the game. Instead, it brings up third down.
Man, the defense is making it tough on this quarterback early. They already have an interception. They almost came away with another one there. They're doing a great job reading his eyes and breaking on the ball.
Now facing a third and long from the 50-yard line. Manning from the gun on third down. Slings it downfield. Hauls it in. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
The Longhorns go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Here's Arch to throw. Under fire. It's complete. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. And the Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs thanks to that last connection in the passing game. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Caught, and he will score! Touchdown, Longhorns!
One thing this team has shown early this year, it does not take them long to find their footing. They get off to fast starts. That was critical for them, winning their first game, and you've seen it here in this one too. They show up ready to go. There's no sleepwalking. I think you got to give this coaching staff a ton of credit for putting their players in good positions to have success.
So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play.
Set to kick off.
It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Here's Julian Sayin to throw. Bringing the heat. Oh, and he took a shot as he threw that one away.
And that's a big shot, and that's a big incompletion, but this offense has to continue to do more of that. When you're trailing and you've got to make plays, they got to find creative ways to push this ball down the field and get this offense in a flow.
They're dealing with a second and long. Looking downfield, it's Sayin. Zings it complete to the right. Oh, what a cut! He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield.
Every drive is obviously important, but now that you've dug yourself a hole, this offense, they need to score here. Like, before the half, they need to move this ball down the field. Nice job in the passing game. Got to put a few together. Need to get some points to cut into this lead right before the half.
Makes the grab. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there. The Buckeyes come to the line in the hurry-up. Throwing, Sayin. Fires to the middle. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. Timeout signal for by the Buckeyes. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Here's the pressure. Fires downfield. Working on the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Ohio State calls its second timeout. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Pressure coming. He's got it on the run. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeye!
And that's exactly what the offense needed right there. A touchdown here, and I know it's taken a while. They hadn't had a lot of success up until that moment. Late in the second quarter, they finally were able to punch one in the end zone, and that's going to give them some confidence now to take into the locker room here shortly at halftime, but they've got to play much better in the second half.
Number 96, set to kick it off.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. As we close in on halftime, a timeout is taken here. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On the run, it's Smothers. He's across the 30 and out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms.
aggressive. Just because you got the lead, you know people can score points in bunches. This offense keeps their foot on the accelerator, scores again on the final play. Now this offense has even more of a cushion going into halftime.
And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. We've played 2 quarters here and reached halftime, and we will now check in with Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, so much to get you updated on, so let's get right to it here from the EA Sports College Football Update Desk. We begin with Southern Mississippi taking on the Auburn Tigers. And it's the Golden Eagles looking for a second win after the opening week loss. So far, so good. They lead this one in the first half. Now let's take a peek at some of the other contests around the country, games that promise to have an impact on the standings.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They start this third quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to be really aggressive, Reese. Like, this offense, when I'm playing from behind, every possession means so much more. And if you look the other side, the defense, they haven't given much resistance.
Yeah, nothing has gone their way in the first half offensively. And you know now, based on how this defense is playing with their confidence, that you are going to be challenged on every single snap. So buckle up, get your mind right, and get ready to come back in this game.
The Buckeyes have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Unloads quickly. To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense.
Was completed.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed, and he showed some of it there.
Say it. Under fire. Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Looking for more room. He's at the 30. He's at the touchdown, Longhorn. What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score. What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, and knocked it right down the middle.
Ohio State 7-6.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, they're...
And that is interception number 3 on the day.
Coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. A give to Brown. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. The offense changing the play.
Go, go!
Run in the red zone, it Smothers. There's some room, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Texas!
After that amazing performance in Week 1, this offense wasn't content. They felt like they left some plays out on the field, even though they were able to get that win. I feel like they've taken another step. They've raised their intensity level. They've raised their execution. This team is going to be a contender this year. You can just feel it.
He'll bring it out. It's Cross. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Ohio State sending out the offense to start this drive. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Here's Sayin to throw. Gonna take a shot. Swatted away and broken up. A great play there by the DB.
And at this point of the game, you just can't say enough about how good the defense has been covering this guy. Coming into the game, they knew he was the critical factor for this offense with his skill set, but they have really been able to shut him down. They force another incompletion down the field looking his way. To me, that's one of the biggest reasons why they're winning this game.
Going back to the well, another deep ball. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Break. Do it.
Handoff for Brown. Tough, determined run, gets it down to the 12.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hand, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Could be an alley. So close to that end zone. He can almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And the Longhorns have it in scoring position on first and goal.
Here we go. Ready.
Tight end now in motion.
Where did he go?
They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Longhorns! That's his third touchdown in the game, and he just has 4 now on the season.
And if you're the head coach, you are absolutely loving this. You're up big on the scoreboard because your defense keeps getting takeaways, and on offense, in sudden change situations, you're turning it into touchdowns. That right there, phenomenal job. Great decision by the quarterback. He finds his open man. They connect. Everything going their way, David.
And I love when they stay aggressive after a turnover. That is the number one thing we're always yelling in the huddle as a defense. Sudden change, sudden change. They want to capitalize on the momentum, and they did. They stayed aggressive, continuing to add to this lead, doing what they want when they want.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Got it. And he'll be brought down.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
Sends it downfield. And his 5th interception of the game, a miracle they haven't pulled him yet. Got room on the return. He goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line, but what an opportunity after that pick.
Well, that's the second pick in as many series now for this quarterback. But, David, I love the defense right now and the way they're reading and reacting to all these route concepts. I mean, they are all over these guys on the back end.
All over the field, making plays. Listen, you're supposed to see the quarterback break on the football. You've seen several breaks on the football. Your job is to know what the offense does really, really well, and you can tell this defense is dialed in, and they know exactly what this offense wants to accomplish.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on second.
They keep pushing forward now, back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6.
Go, go.
The run up the middle, looking for the score. Nowhere to run, and he barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on 3rd down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play up tight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
And how about the response from this defense? Put in a horrible situation, horrible field position. Jesse, they've bowed their necks 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and it's a sudden change situation, and they practice that all week. You never know when they're going to come up, but you have to have guys on the field playing with a sense of urgency. This has been awesome defensively.
And this one splits the uprights. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
They'll put this one in play, first snap of the drive from the 25. They'll go play action with Sayin. Quickly out to the tight end. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. And this beatdown is close to completion as we've reached the end of 3. Let's take a look at how we got here. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza.
Here we go. Ready. Cue. Rock. Go.
Sayin. Takes the easy one to the back. Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Sayin from the gun on 3rd down. Here's a heat. Fakes to grab. And that won't quite be enough for the first down as he's knocked down just short of the sticks.
That's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your